Hello everyone, it's me Sarah. Welcome to my channel, A Curious Cuttlefish. Today we are going to be talking about Ice Yarn's Mohair Pastel. Hello everyone, so today's yarn review is on Ice Yarn's Mohair Pastel. And so here, there's the yarn, and I'm going to be showing you guys what I made. Let me tell you a little bit more about this yarn. So this yarn is a number 2 fine weight. It is 10% mohair, 15% wool, and 75% premium acrylic. So this is not the softest yarn I've ever felt, but it's definitely soft. It has a very nice halo on it, and I'm not sure if you can see there. There's a very nice halo to this yarn, and that is because of the mohair that's in it. This comes in a pack of 4 balls. Each ball is 100 grams, 500 meters in a ball, which means over 500 yards. I will have that up above how many yards this is. They recommend using a 3 to 4 millimeter knitting needle, which translates to a 4 or 5 millimeter crochet hook when crocheting with this yarn. So let me tell you a little bit about this yarn, and let me go grab the projects that I've made from it. So like I said, this is a fine weight yarn, and these projects were made using only 1 ball, and I still had some left over. So here is the crochet project. This is a shawl. I believe this was called a shawl for Fiber Spider. I will have the link to this pattern in the description box below. Fiber Spider did a video tutorial on how to make this shawl. It is very easy. It is I believe it's a 1-row repeat. So you can see there the stitches. I thought it was a wonderful pattern. I loved working with this yarn. I loved crocheting with it, and I loved just how there are the subtle color changes that happen throughout, and I think it worked up quite beautifully. So I did not make this a full-length shawl. Let's see if I can hold it back and get it in the frame. This is more of a shawlette size because the size that I enjoy using and wearing is a shawlette size. I prefer to wear them like this. And I believe that this is like the perfect size for it. So I stopped once it reached the size that I like to use and I like to wear. So I did not make this a full-size shawl. I probably could have used the entire ball and made a really decent size shawl, but I wanted to also have enough yarn in the single ball to have enough to do a knit project. So this was the crochet project. It frogged okay, even though it has this halo. I didn't have any problem crocheting with it. It worked up very quickly. If you are not used to working with finer weight yarns, number 2s, it might be a little bit harder for you. I used a 5 millimeter hook when making this project, so it did go a bit faster than if I was using a smaller hook. It also provided me with a very nice drape to this project. So I'm finding that I really do like working with finer weight yarns. That may not be the case for everyone, so perfectly understandable if this is not something for you. I would still highly recommend this yarn if you are looking to crochet with it. I really enjoyed working with it. I really enjoyed crocheting with it. And I love how the project turned out. I really want to do some more shawls out of this yarn, and it's so nice knowing that you can get an entire shawlette out of about half, a little more than half. I could probably get a full shawl out of a 1 ball. So there is one project. And then I also knit a hat using this same yarn from the same ball. So here's my knit hat. I love the colors. I love this hat. I wanted to make it a little bit slouchy, so it is not a well-fit beanie. So I probably could have made this hat a little bit longer so that there would be more of a slouch in the back. Even so, I am really happy with how this hat turned out. I love the colors, I love the color change, and this was my first, I would say, fingering weight hat that I have ever knit. And so getting used to those small little stitches and using the smaller needles was new to me. It took me a very long time to knit this hat, but I am so happy with how it looks, and I know that I loved knitting it. It just takes a bit longer. So I am definitely working my way up to socks. I will say that this yarn knit beautifully. Again, because of the color changes, I was always looking forward to the next little section when there was a little change and it would slowly fade from one color into the next. And it kept my projects very interesting and enjoyable to do. I didn't have that much problems with the yarn splitting. It did split a little bit more when I was knitting. I didn't really notice any splitting when I was crocheting with it. But the projects turned out beautifully. Really love these colors, and these two items can now be used together. So this was all using only one ball, and when you order from Ice Yarns, you know that they come in packs. So this yarn came in a pack of 4, so I still have 3 more balls of this yarn that can be used. I think I might put one of them in a giveaway in the future, but those were the projects that were made. I do not have a pattern for this hat. I was just using a basic hat recipe to create it, and then the link to this pattern is down in the description box beneath if you are interested. So I also still have yarn left over. This is how much yarn is left over after those 2 projects, and I believe that this is more than enough for me to make a headband or ear warmer. So that is what this is probably going to turn into. I'm going to crochet with it because it'll be a little faster than knitting. But I mean, that is still a decent amount of yarn. I probably, had I known what I know now, I probably would have knit this hat longer, like I said, so it has more slouch first before crocheting my shawlette, so then the rest of it could have just been added to here. But I did not know that when I was working on it, so there's still plenty of yarn left to make another little something, and I would give this yarn a very high rating. I will definitely be using it more in the future. I will definitely be ordering more of it because I so enjoyed working with it. I do recommend this yarn if you are not used to yarns with a halo. I felt like this one was very forgiving. So, and it also was a very reasonable price. I'll have the price for it up above. It was a while since I have purchased this yarn, so I do not remember it off of the top of my head. I'm guessing it was about $2.50 a ball, maybe somewhere around there, plus the shipping. So when you're getting 500 meters per ball, that is a very, very good price. So here are my projects. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little yarn review. I enjoy telling you guys about knitting and crocheting with the same yarn so that you're able to get a little idea of the projects, of what the yarn looks like worked up, and my overall experience in working with it. I feel like this yarn is a great value for the price. I really enjoyed the quality of the yarn, and I felt that it is definitely up there as far as yarns that I've used go. So Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for joining me for another yarn review. I hope you all are doing well, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.